Hi guys. All right, I'm still back in that other apartment, which is still freezing. And it's like dark by 4 o'clock here now, which is insane to me. But I'm going to take you through a stretching and mobility workout, which is going to be like your Sunday routine, which is going to feel really nice and hopefully lengthen all the muscles out after you've shortened them with your workouts. So I'm going to back up. So what I want you to do is get into a nice second. We're gonna do some slow, like little plies to warm up the legs before we start stretching them out. So your toes are pointed out as far as you can, whatever is comfortable for you. And then just slide your back down and up. Should be nice and level, so not like your hips going back. So you don't wanna go up and down, forward and back, with your back. Just like you're sliding up and down against a wall. So you may be able to go as low as I am, but if you're not, that's okay too. Just go at your own level. I'm all for your own level when it comes to stretching and mobility wise. Mine has been all over the place. I have been insanely flexible and insanely inflexible. It all depends. All right, now we're gonna go side to side. So you want your knees and your toes, just like when we did that workout, knees and toes forward. So then your hips are shooting back. And just go slow. We're just warming up the legs, getting them ready to work out, or stretch. Lengthen out. Perfect. Now I want you to touch as close to the floor as you can and come up. So down, so you should feel it in your hamstrings, and come up, down to the floor, straighten back up, down to the floor. Keep your knees soft, don't lock them out. Now hold it down. Move your legs side to side again. Let your head hang. And then straighten your legs and let your arms swing side. Just really let go in your back. You should feel this in your hamstrings. Loosen it all out. Bend your knees and come up. Try to see how far back I can go. Reach over your head and to the side. Lengthen that side out. Come back center. Stretch over. Lengthen that side. Back again. Good. Stretch. Nice. Now we're going to turn and then wrap your arms behind your back. And drop as far as you can, comfortably keeping your back straight. So you can't see my feet, but my toe is pointed more towards the camera, and then we're going to turn the toe so you're stretching out the side of your leg, like your booty, your hamstring. And then if you turn your toe towards where you're laying, so it's all straight, you'll feel it in a different part of your leg. So it's more inner thigh and hamstring. Good, now try and drop and just relax over. Let your arms go soft, let your back go soft. This might be super, super tight. Just try and breathe into it. slowly come up. We're gonna do the same thing other side. So your toe is pointed this way. As you turn, feels awkward for a minute, but you're gonna feel it in your booty and the side of your leg. And then turn your toe so you're laying. It's pointing the same direction as you're laying. You'll feel the inner thigh and your hamstring. Don't let your shoulder drop. Try and keep it square. And your back flat. And then relax over. Ooh, that was a nice crunch. Just try and relax. My hamstrings are so tight. This feels actually really, really good. Breathe into it. All right, come up. Wiggle it out, wiggle it out. Now we're gonna go forward. Keep your back flat as long as possible. Straighten it. Keep your back flat like a board. You should feel it in your booty. That nice stretch. If you can, like really sit back and lengthen it and then try and pull forward. Sometimes this balance is weird. This is like a super dancer move. But it feels so good on those really tight hamstrings. And like doing deadlifts or the RDLs, that's exactly the spot that gets tightened. So this move is really helpful in lengthening it out. And then dropping it, relaxing. Just let your head hang. If you want to, let your arms hang. It does not matter how far you can get down. Sway. Breathe. Nice. If you need to bend those knees, do so. It's really your own space for this part. And then come up. Woo. Let's get a little arm action. Roll them out. Almost need to put my sweatshirt back on. I think the heat turned off in here. Not helpful for stretching cold muscles. Okay, I'm gonna turn my heat back on. Some things about New York City apartments is you don't get to control the heat always, and sometimes they, like, it's on a timer, like every 4 hours or something it turns off. And sometimes you just don't get to control it all. You have no control over when it's warm and cold. If you're in a higher level apartment, it's always much hotter because heat rises, and you just have to deal with it. Like, always have air conditioners running. It's a crazy part of New York City living that I was not prepared for. All right, now we're gonna go to the floor. I'm taking you down. Taking you down with me. All right. Sometimes this is helpful. Just take your shoes off. I might even bring you down further. Because if I lay on the floor, then you won't see me. All right. Heels and toes together, butterfly stretch. Keep your back nice and tall. This one, I like to just go side to side with my back before I even think about doing anything with my legs. And then take your arm, elbow, lean it to the side. You can either go over your head or just hang on to your knee. I just really like the way this feels on my back and my hip. Leaning with the elbow. Nice. I think ever since having kids, so my youngest is 2.5, my hips and my back are just always tight, and they never used to be that way. So I have to like consciously and constantly stretch them out. Oh, hey, there goes the heat. Turn back on, yay. All right, so hold on to your toes. We're gonna stretch out those inner thighs. Forward stretch. Nose to your toes, as I used to say to my kids, the little dancer kids. You can even go further. Put your hands out. If your knees are up, that's okay, but try and keep them down. If you want to get really crazy, push them down with your elbows. Not necessary, just lean forward. And breathe. Legs open. Slide down, reach for your toe. If you would like to flex it or point it, or do a little bit of both, go for it. I know that not everybody is as flexible. Reach the other side. I also have one flexible side and one very inflexible side. I've always been that way, and I work on it. I used to work on it all the time. Good. Here comes the hard part. Lean nose to your knee. Drop your weight over your leg. Breathe into it. Try and relax. Your muscles stretch better when they're relaxed. Other side. This is my least flexible leg. I always just flex and point and flex and point and flex. Like staying still, I cannot do it. Which is why I'm terrible at yoga. I can't sit still, I can't do it. Okay, now as far forward. So if you want to do your elbows, if you can't even get your elbows, just go as far forward as you can. If you want to inch your fingers forward a little bit at a time, that works. Elbows for me are not as far as I can go, so this is like a good starting point. Just hold it here and breathe. And then try and take it a little bit further. Try and take it a little bit further. Ow. There's my socks. All right. Toes in front. Reach for those toes. Try and relax. And breathe into there. Relax your shoulders. I feel like I can do sideways there. And then I always have to find that I feel like my feet or my hips aren't. There we go. Drop them further. Shake it out. Good. All right, we're gonna go to our stomach and do a little cobra. Start on our elbows. Really relax. Let your back drop, which is hard. Just a little bit. There might be a little bit of pain there, like just from standing and holding your weight every day. So just relaxing that feels weird to some people. Weird to me. And then try and go up a little further if you can. And then push back into child's pose. And come up onto your knees. We're gonna do a little cat-cow. So push the middle of your back up as high as you can. And then release and look up. And then push up and drop your head. Release and look up. This one always feels so good. Looks so weird, feels so good. Good, now plant your hands. Do a little down dog, stretch out those calf muscles, hamstrings. You want to walk the dog. Go for that. I always just feel like a cat when the cats do that with their paws. That's what it reminds me of. But it feels good. When you get really crazy, whoa, take out a plant while you're at it. Straighten one leg. This is slippery. Straighten one leg up. Straighten the other leg. Straighten the other leg. Come back down. Let's go back to child's pose. We're going to do something called threading the needle. So you're going to reach through the arm. So this is stretching your shoulder. And then you're going to lay on top of it and try and get it as far out as possible so that you feel the stretch on the other side. Like right here on the opposite shoulder. And then you can go the other way. So you put it through, lay on it, feel the stretch. Perfect. I'm gonna go to the floor. We're gonna do just a little bit hip opener. So you're gonna lay on your back and you're going to, your hips are gonna be not directly, just a little bit open, and you're gonna drop your hips to the floor side to side. And then you're gonna do this slow. You'll feel it in your low back and in your hips. You kind of want, don't do it extremely fast and forcefully, but you want to get your opposite leg as close to the ground as possible, like the one where you So this side, your right leg. Yeah, just get it as close to the ground as possible. This one can also be done. I don't do like crotch to the camera, but this way, where you're up a little bit. I feel it less when I'm propped up than when I'm laying. So wherever you're comfortable, or wherever you're gonna feel it more, that's where you should do it. All right, and now I want you to go straight. Tuck, this is gonna stretch your quad. So either laying like this is going to be enough of a stretch, or laying flat is going to be like, oh, that's where I feel it. So wherever you feel it, or wherever you feel like you can go, that's where you should do it. So you should be feeling it right here on the top of your leg, your quad. You can flex or point, whichever one feels good. I also don't recommend putting weight on that knee. So don't sit up on top of that knee. Keep your weight away from that knee as you're stretching your quad. Because all you do is stretching out that ligament on your knee and putting weight on that ligament. Never a good idea. I remember doing that in track. I was like, this does not feel good. Don't do it. Good. Up. All right, let me see here. Let's face this way. Then one more in our back. So you want to get your hands close together as you push your hips and your shoulder blades together. Drop your head. Ah. And you can relax it. Stretch it out. I always find another good one, which is so hard to do, but so good for like bad posture, which I kind of have from breastfeeding, is trying to get your hands together behind your back, because it forces you to roll your shoulders back and be in that good posture position that I have a hard time staying in. But that always feels so good on my shoulders and my shoulder blades and my back from poor posture. If you just hang out on this one. Right. Give yourself a hug. Open it. Hug. I hope you enjoyed this little moment to stretch and to work on your mobility. Stretch everything out after working it so hard during the week. I really appreciate all the hard work everyone's doing, and I hope this feels good. Keep at it. Keep it up. You guys are doing great.